Have you ever wondered why some people earn millions while others struggle to make ends meet, even when they work just as hard? Why do some children grow up with every opportunity while others face barriers from the very beginning? These differences aren't just about luck. They're part of how income and resources distributed in our society. I am Ayame Conte, and today we're going to explore two powerful concepts: income distribution, how money flows through a country, and economic inequality, the gap between those who have a lot and those who don't. These issues shape our lives, our communities, and even future of our economy. At this point, I will going to discuss first the income distribution. What is income distribution? It refers to how the total national income is distributed or divided among its population. There are different ways in allocating total income to different individuals and households that influences their economic status and access to resources. Within a nation, there are different groups of people, and each group may earn differently from others due to several factors. Income distribution is not just about the total income or total amount of money earned, but who earns how much. A nation with high income inequality might have a few wealthy individuals and many people living in poverty, while the nation with low income inequality has a more even distribution of wealth. Understanding this distribution is crucial to better assess the nation's economic health and social well-being. There are two kinds of income distribution: personal and functional distribution. So, what is personal distribution? Personal distribution looks at how income is spread among individuals and households. It considers individual characteristics like age. Older people may have higher savings. Education. For example, higher educational attainment leads to higher paying jobs. Occupation. Doctors earn more than fast food workers, and many more. Next is the functional distribution. Functional distribution focuses on how income is divided based on how it's earned. It looks at the shares of national income going to different factors of production, such as wages. It is income earned from labor. Rent, it is income earned from land ownership. And profits, it is income earned from capital like businesses or investments. In short, personal distribution looks at who receives the income, while functional distribution focuses on what factors generate the income. So let's move on to the measurement of income distribution. There are different measurement tools used to identify the level of inequality and equality in income distribution, but we will present only the overview of the two commonly used measurements. First is the Lorenz curve. This is a visual representation of income inequality. It's a graph plotting the cumulative percentage of population on the x-axis against the cumulative percentage of income they earn on the y-axis. A perfectly equal distribution would be a straight diagonal line. The more the curve bows away from this line, the greater the inequality. Second is the Gini coefficient. This is numerical measure of inequality derived from Lorenz curve. It ranges from 0 to 1. A Gini coefficient of 0 represents perfect equality, meaning everyone earns the same, while a coefficient of 1 represents perfect inequality, meaning one person earns all the income. Higher values indicate greater income inequality. And now, let's move on to the factors influencing income distribution. First is the labor market. So, example for labor market is if there's high demand for a specific skill, for example, internal auditor, and limited supply of workers with that skill, wages for those workers will be high. Conversely, a surplus of unskilled labor can lead to low wages. This creates wage gaps and contributes to inequality. Second is government policies. Governments significantly influence income distribution through first, taxation. Progressive tax systems like higher earners will pay high tax or will pay higher rates. This is to aim or to reduce inequality. Next is welfare programs. So social safety nets like unemployment benefits, food stamps, it helps support low-income individuals. Next is regulations like minimum wage laws, labor laws, and anti-discrimination all affect income distribution. So government is very important in influencing income distribution. So the third factor is economic system. The overall economic structure plays a role. Capitalist economies tend to have higher inequality than socialist or communist systems due to differences in wealth ownership and income generation. The types of industries prevalent also matter. A country heavily reliant on high-skill, high-paying technology jobs will likely have a different income distribution than one with mainly low-skill, low-wage, and agricultural jobs. So that's all for my part, and the continuation of this discussion will be continued by Miss Mary Nicole Asimpista.
Thank you, Ms. Rifonte. So next is the importance of income distribution. First is social welfare. Income distribution is directly related to the well-being of the population. An equal distribution can lead to poverty and social unrest. When income is not shared fairly, especially in the Philippines, many Filipinos struggle to afford food, housing, healthcare, and education. Many people in poor communities live in poverty, while a small number of families control much of the country's wealth. This can lead to crime, hunger, and poor health. Second is economic growth. While some level of inequality may be necessary for economic growth, extreme inequality can hinder growth by limiting opportunities and reducing overall demand. A little bit of income differences is okay. It can motivate people to work hard, but too much inequality slows down the economy because poor people can't afford to buy goods or get a good education. If students from poor families can't afford to go to college, they may miss job opportunities. This means that country loses potential skilled workers and professionals, which hurts the economic growth. Third one is the policy decisions. Understanding income distribution helps policymakers design effective strategies to address poverty, promote social mobility, and foster a more equitable society. The government needs to understand how income is distributed to create better programs that help the poor and support the middle class. Programs like 4Ps or Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program help poor families send their children to school and buy basic needs. These types of policies are made to reduce the gap between rich and poor. In the Philippines, fairer income distribution can lead to less poverty, better education, and stronger economic growth. That's why it's important for leaders to understand income inequality and create policies that help everyone, not just the rich. Next, let's proceed to the economic inequality. So, this means that some people have much more money and resources than others. This includes differences in income, how much people earn, wealth, what people owns like land, savings, or businesses, and access to basic needs like education, healthcare, and a decent home. There are four types of economic inequality. First is the income inequality. Some people earn much more money than others because of their job, educational level, or investment. Example, a call center agent may earn 20 to 30,000 pesos each month, while a company CEO can earn millions. Many workers in rural areas still earn below minimum wage, especially in agriculture. Second is wealth inequality. This is about who owns assets like land, houses, savings, or businesses. Wealth grows faster over time through inheritance and investments. Rich families who own big businesses like malls or banks keep growing their wealth, while many poor families don't even own a house or land and have no savings to pass on. Third is the opportunity inequality. Not everyone has the same chances to succeed. Some people don't have access to good education, healthcare, or capital to start a business. Example, a child in Manila might go to a private school with good facilities, while a child in a remote province might walk several kilometers to a poorly funded public school. This affects their future opportunities. The last one is social inequality. People are treated differently or blocked from opportunity based on gender, ethnicity, or social class. Let's say, for example, indigenous peoples like the Lumad often face discrimination and have less access to education and jobs. Women may also face challenges getting leadership roles or equal pay. To sum up, these types of inequality are connected. If someone is born into a poor family with limited opportunities, they might stay poor even if they work hard. That's why it is important for the government and society to create fairer system that give everyone a chance to succeed. And that would be all. Thank you. And Miss Sheni Sumbilon will continue to discuss our topic.
So let's continue with our discussion. First is the measurement of economic inequality. Economic inequality is commonly measured using Gini coefficient, which quantifies the income or wealth distribution within the population. If its range is 0, it is perfect equality, which means everyone has the same income. And if its range is 1, it means one person receives all the income or wealth while other has nothing. Next is the cause of economic inequality. First is income disparities. Income disparities refers to the unequal distribution of income among individuals and households. This can be caused by various factors. First, wage gaps. Differences in pay for similar work, often due to factors like gender, race, or education. For example, women may earn lower wages than men for the same job. Next, wealth concentration. Accumulation of wealth among a small elite, limiting opportunities for others. This can be due to inheritance, investments, opportunities, or other factors. Next, job polarization. The decline of middle-skilled jobs, leading to a polarization of the labor market into low-skilled and high-skilled jobs. And last, unequal access to benefits. Differences in access to benefits like health insurance, retirement plans, and paid leave. Next cause is education and skills. Education and skills play a crucial role in determining an individual's earning, potential, and socioeconomic status. Factors contributing to education and skills-based inequality includes number 1, access to quality education. Unequal access to quality education can limit opportunities for social mobility. This can be due to factors like school funding, teacher quality, and access to resources. Number 2, skills mismatch. A mismatch between the skills workers possess and those demanded by the labor market. This can be lead to unemployment, underemployment, or low wages. Number 3, lack of training and development opportunities. Limited access to training and development programs can hinder workers' ability to acquire new skills and adapt to changing job requirements. Last, digital divide. Unequal access to technology and digital skills can limit opportunities for economic mobility and participation in a digital economy. Next cause is social and economic structure. The social and economic structure of a society can perpetuate economic inequality. There are factors contributing to this. Number 1, social class. Social class can influence access to education. job opportunities, and wealth. Those from higher social classes may have greater access to resources and opportunities. Number 2, discrimination. Based on factors like race, gender, ethnicity, or disability can limit economic opportunities and perpetuate inequality. Next, network effects. The social and professional networks people belong to can influence their access to job opportunities, business connections, and other resources. Number 4, cultural capital. The cultural knowledge, preferences, and attitudes that individuals possess can influence their socioeconomic status and access to resources. Next cause is tax system and government policy. The tax system and government policies can also contribute to economic inequality. Number 1 factor is tax policies. Tax policies that favor the wealthy or large corporations can exacerbate income inequality. For example, tax cuts that primarily benefit high-income earners then increase the wealth gap. Number 2, government spending. Government spending priorities can influence the distribution of resources and opportunities. For example, spending on education and social welfare programs can help reduce inequality. Number 3, regulatory policies. Regulatory policies that favor large corporations or special interest groups can limit opportunities for small businesses and low-income individuals. And number 4, trade policies. Trade policies that favor certain industries or countries can influence the distribution of wealth and opportunities. The last cause is global factors. Global factors can also contribute to economic inequality because of number 1, globalization. Globalization can lead to job displacement, particularly for low-skilled workers, as companies outsource jobs to countries with lower labor costs. Number 2, technological change. Technological change can lead to automation, which can displace jobs and exacerbate income inequality. Number 3, international trade. It can influence the distribution of wealth and opportunities, particularly if trade policies favor certain countries or industries. The last factor is global economic governance. The global economic governance structure can favor the interest of wealthy nations and corporations, perpetuating economic inequality. Addressing economic inequality requires a comprehensive approach that considers these various factors and seeks to create a more equitable society through policies and programs that promote greater economic opportunity and mobility. So for our last topic, it's all about the impact of economic inequality. Number 1 impact is social mobility. Economic inequality limits social mobility by restricting access to quality education, job opportunities, and healthcare. This creates a cycle of poverty, making it challenging for individuals to improve their socio-economic status. In unequal societies, those born into poverty have limited chances of rising to a better economic status. Next impact, social cohesion. Economic inequality erodes social cohesion by creating divisions and mistrust among different socio-economic groups. As the wealth gap widens, social fragmentation increases, leading to reduced community engagement and social unrest. This can ultimately threaten democratic stability. Third impact is health and well-being. It has severe consequences for health and well-being. Studies have shown that higher levels of inequality are associated with increased rates of mental and physical health issues. Poor people often lack access to basic healthcare services, exacerbating health problems. The last impact is economic growth. Economic inequality can undermine economic growth by limiting the spending power of large segments of population. When wealth is concentrated among a few individuals, it can lead to economic instability and reduce economic mobility. Moreover, Inequality can lead to a less educated and less healthy workforce, hindering economic growth.
And that would be all. Thank you for listening.